Again, we are moving from fear to love, only to change. Change is the vehicle. And as we practice each moment, I call them goes, growth opportunities. Every moment is a go. As we practice through these moments, our change in perception, we will always, guaranteed, experience a miracle. Sit tight, take notes, here we go. The Spirit Posse, since you guys are part of the Spirit Posse, there's a postcard in there with the Spirit Posse oath. I was going to do that in the beginning. I'm doing it at the end. Because when we take an oath, we feel it. How many people started a diet and you had to sign like this little, I am me, and I am committed, and I've signed 1 million of them.
Should have been committed.
Yeah, no. Your wedding, you're like, I marry thee forever, you sign it, and then you, 20 years in the divorce paper, you committed. But, so, when you take an oath, you're taking it because you're ready. I don't want to read it in the beginning of the event when people are like, yay, I just had pizza and she gave us bags. It's nice. I like her shirt. I like her makeup. She needs some of that time control stuff. So I want to take the oath at the end. After you have allowed some of this stuff to stew in you, right? So we'll put that at the end. There's a paper that says the Spirit Posse Happiness Cocktail. A cocktail is a concoction of ingredients, and you mix it, and you sip from it. And you just have fun, and you relax.
Drink it up.
You drink it up. So this cocktail will not give you a DUI. This cocktail will not give you a hangover. You don't have to take chasers for it. This cocktail is going to be a concoction of 5 ingredients that are yours alone. The only requirement for this cocktail, because you will always be, it's like struggling and suffering. You can struggle and suffer as long as you choose to. Life is going to give you those moments. Remember, they're called go moments. And our guides are going to say, if you want to have temper, that's okay. We're not leaving you. Do it. You're going to tuck her out and they'll tuck you in. Right? But what happens is we get to a point where we are sick and tired of being sick and tired. I'm sick and tired of being, true story, running up the stairs and thinking something's behind me. It was my thighs. Running up the stairs, and I'm like going to put the air on, and I'm like, what the hell? Those were my thighs. How many moments I was done with that? If you are that heavy, see, some of you thin folk, you're like, my thighs, what? Your thighs touch? My thighs rubbed. My arms rubbed. I couldn't. Bathing was 296 pounds. You've seen me over the summer. Her hair's pretty. People always say in school, you have such a pretty face. You're so pretty. And I'm like, yeah, bitcha. Do you not see the outfit I paid $50 for, Lane Bryant? Lane Bryant said if it's long enough, it covers your leggings. It's nice. No one noticed it, because when you're that large, you're pretty. Which is why some of what you do is so important, because sometimes being pretty is what we got at the moment. So, I got sick and tired. I also developed a very rare neurological disorder called idiopathic intracranial hypertension. Chunky girls get it. Chunky girls get it. Childbearing age, chunky girls get it. It's cerebral tumor. It's, how do they say it? Your body thinks you have a brain tumor and you don't. My body creates way too much cerebral fluid, and there's nowhere for that fluid to go. So it's pressure, constant. I can hear swishing in my ears. My eyes I had to get glasses. And then the ophthalmologist says, you need to go to the emergency room. I'm like, what? I just need my prescription changed. And I picked out beautiful Coach glasses. I was going to splurge this time. I don't wear them. They're still on my desk. And he's saying, no, your nerves and your eyes are swollen. And I go, Heather, what? Maddie had reading under the stars that night at school. And I'm thinking, what? I felt fine. Because of all that pressure, you don't die from this, you lose your eyesight from this. Was God not calling my name? You know, and it's like we live our life. I'm uncomfortable. I fell. August, I started working. I fell in my kitchen that morning, first day of work. The week when you're heavier and you fall, it hurts more. Same week at work, I come around the corner, fall, same knee. Christmas party, I had already lost some weight. Christmas party, Alan Thicke, hey. I'm in my pin-up dress for Christmas, my hair got it airbrushed, and I'm going, hey, and you hear, pop! Oh! My meniscus tore. 3 times. I needed knee surgery. I mean, your body is strong, but it's not that strong, and your time isn't yet. Your time's not done yet. You're still here. So when we look at being tired, sick and tired of being sick, how many times people tell you you're not listening to me? You're not listening. Well, you're not speaking clearly. No, you're not listening. How many more times do you want someone to say, you're not hearing me? For you to realize maybe I need to practice on communicating. There's that ego. You're right. It has nothing to do, babe. She's like glittering at me. But how many times do your ego, again, okay, here's that go moment she's talking about, and I really hate this moment because she's telling me I need to listen again, but she's a bitch. She never listens to me. And you're thinking, no, wait a minute. I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired of the dysfunction. What do I need to do? What's right here? There's the voice, the ego. No, she never listened. No, what's the inner voice saying? What is it? First of all, because you're crazy in your head, you can't hear diddly squat. When you are insane in the membrane, you can't hear shit. Okay? So when you are running around and taking the kids and doing this, and your partner looks at you and says, can you slow down? And you're like, but I've got all these things, and look at me, I'm Superwoman, and I can get them done. And you're like, da, 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 da. You can't hear Source telling you, slow down. Because if you don't, there's a car pulling out of your driveway, and it's going to smack into the back of you. And then all of a sudden, the car smacks into the back of you, and you go, oh my God, everything always happens to me. Sometimes things happen to slow us down. I had a client tell me once, I hate my job. And then he needed surgery. And it was like it forced him to be home. And he's like panicking because the surgery wasn't, how it worked out, it wasn't going to cover to pay him. And he's like, this is horrible. And I said, wait a minute. You just told me you hated your job, and now Source is giving you an opportunity to find a new one. You have so many weeks until the money's going to run out. Will you shut up and go with the flow? You're being called to your well-being. We fight the well-being. Remember, we're not the children. We're the adult that knows better. We don't know better. We are big kids. We are big children. If we knew better, we wouldn't go to these places. We wouldn't do these things. We wouldn't Google help. How to deal with X, Y, and Z. We wouldn't be on Pinterest till 3 in the morning. I gotta do that. Okay? If we knew better. But sometimes we're seeking, right? Because that's going to align us. So we get to the point where we are sick and tired of being sick and tired. We are ready. We are sick and tired of being sick and tired. What we have been doing is not working for us. We are ready to function. We are ready to receive. That's another thing. I want more. And the universe is like Santa Claus with this bag of more, and your hand is doing this. And the universe is like, April, open your hand. But I can't, because if I let go of what I'm doing, I'm afraid. I don't know. It's unknown. My next step is unknown. I can't let go. I can't let go of my house. I can't let go of this relationship, even though he's beating me every night. I can't let go of this thought process or this food, because I don't know. And the universe says, that's okay. Because one day, you're going to be sick and tired of being sick and tired. So, we are ready to, at this point, being part of the Spirit Posse, open your hands, please. Everybody just open. Remember the Mervyn's commercial? Open, open, open. Let it out. Let it out. Because we are ready to receive. We are ready for abundance. We think abundance is money, right? No, abundance is well-being. Abundance is peace. It's friendship. If you have one good friend for the rest of your life, you are blessed beyond comparison. You know how many friends I've had? You know how many friends I've had? This one over here in the corner just keeps popping up. Heidi. But, when you have a best friend that could read your mind, and you know you both are PMSing together, and you know what she needs to eat, and you're lucky. Normally that's your partner. But if you have that kind of relationship, you are blessed. Okay? We are ready to become what? If we're not broken, she says we're ready to become. What are we going to become? We're going to become our greatness. We're going to become who we are. Because we're sick and tired of being sick and tired of who we're not. Because that's not working out for us. Okay? So here are the steps to create your own revolutionary. Revolutionary, what does that mean? Revolutionary. Change. We are ready to create our own revolutionary happiness formula. We always want a formula, right? What is that workout thing? The PS96, and then there was a PX53, and then there was a 99 against the wall, and whatever it is, people are buying the crap. Then you look at all the beauty things. This one's got the lines, and this one, and each one looks better, and each one's like $10 more than the other. But you look, and it's like each one is the formula that we need, right? So this is going to be your own formula. It's your own concoction. So number one, the next page that you have behind it is where you're going to write it. So you don't have to write it yet because I do want to go through this. How do we come up with this formula? This came from what I went through in November. I had already lost about 40 pounds. Because my metabolism was shot, I was desperate and I had to do something because the only other option was surgery. And I was not about to do surgery. I did a lot of research. It wasn't for me. For some people, it can save their life. But I had options. So I did HCG because of the promise. 1,000,000 pounds in 3 days. That's what I needed. Actually, physically and health-wise, is what I needed. So I didn't care if they said, you licked a celery stalk. I was very unwell. And because my body was so sick, my mind and my thoughts were sick. I would try to meditate. You know what it's like feeling like a fraud? When you're working with clients that drive to your home. I have clients in other countries, other states, and you are booking them, you're going to work, you're coming home, and you're sitting there, and these people are crying, and Source is giving this stuff. And these people are like, you're so great, it was what I needed to hear. And you're like, click, and you're like, damn. Of course, my guides are always screaming to me through the sessions, you're not listening. So I went on the HCG, and so I lost the weight. 40 pounds, that's a lot. I started feeling like, did my hair dark, went to Savannah, remember? People are like, you look good, and I'm thinking, I'm like 120. I'm like, I do. But I was having palpitations still. I was off medicine. And I wasn't happy. If I find the love of my life, I'll be happy, right? If I lose the 20 pounds, I'll be happy. If I move, I'll be happy. The problem is, it's like that country song, wherever I go, there I am. Wherever I go, there I am. Yes, I'm not It's one day I was drinking, and it was like, wherever you go, there you are. Super boom moment. There I am. So, wherever you go, there you are. So remember, we're always seeking external. I've been doing this since 2009. You would think I would know what to do. But you know what? All of those years, all of those sessions, all the events, there were things in my life, barriers that I allowed to stay. Barriers I allowed to continue to be part of my daily life. I would preach, you need to meditate. You need to watch what you eat because your body matters. I don't want you to become yoga gurus. I don't want you to bend over and put your head up by your neck. That's not my goal. I just want you to breathe. I want you to be alive. I want your heart to keep beating. That's all I care about. You know, I want you to, if you want to feel better, to closer to yourself. I want you to be closer to yourself, but I want you to be closer to your source. I want you to feel connected to this spirit, this unseen thing that you know is there. But I wasn't doing any of those things. And one day I said with a pin, what are my barriers? Hate that. You've got to be honest. You got to be honest. I still have, I put 5, because let's just start with 5, right? Let's get those working. Because I got like 20. One of those on there is my ego. My ego. You know how many times Heather says, when she's wrong, don't you know the mouth that I have? I blasted, like, babe, you know better. And she's like, you're right, I'm so sorry. And then it's like, ugh. But man, I'm not easy to live with. Imagine living with a psychic medium who's a motivational coach. And you say, babe, you didn't do what you... Really? I know. Now you're going to tell me I know? And then Heather walks out of the room. She's right. She's right. It goes both ways. You got to be honest with yourself. Am I the partner I want to be? Business. Forget love. Business. Am I the partner I want to be? Am I the partner you deserve? Am I the coworker you deserve? If you come to me and I go, is that fair? How many times do you go to McDonald's? No, you shouldn't be going to McDonald's. Saturday night after a few drinks, when you're at McDonald's, how many times do you try to order something and the girl's like, what, pickles? And you're like, I had a really bad day. I just want a Big Mac. Oh, you want a muck what? And you're like, what the hell is wrong with your life that you got to inject your shit on me? Right? We gotta be raw. We gotta be real. Change is the vehicle. Change. How do we get there? Here I am, fine. We've established the fact that there are parts of our life, maybe not all of our life, parts of our lives where we are living inauthentically. Fine. We're in dysfunction. Fine. We got that. But how do I get from here to there? Change. Change is the vehicle. But I don't like change. Well, we've already established that you're sick and tired of being sick and tired. Change is the vehicle. Change is required to connect you to the miracle. Change is required. Unfortunately, you would not exist if it wasn't for change. All of you have warmed some woman's womb somewhere. There's a little graffiti sign that says, Janetta was here. Heidi was here. Your little incubator. Because of that change, you exist. Now imagine your mother. I don't believe in change. Imagine if you said, I don't believe in change when you were pregnant. Some of us have adopted babies because we wanted to be moms so bad. If we did not believe in change, it's one thing to get pregnant. Do you know what it's like planning a baby? They're all planned. But when you're signing papers, forking over checks, that's a change that you are making consciously. Your life, your joy, your purpose, your potential is worth it. It's real. You have it. You don't have to earn it. There's nothing you have to do to earn being happy. There's nothing. It's not, the guy from Publishers Clearinghouse is not going to knock on your door. Today is your day. You have earned your potential. Today's your day. No, you have to feel it. You have to want it. The only way to do this is to identify what are our barriers. What are our barriers? Our barriers are different. What is it that we do every day by choice that is killing us? Right? Because if your body's not dying, your soul's not happy. If your soul's not happy, your mind isn't happy. So what's a death? A death is an end of something living, right? We think death or dying and we're like, oh, finite. Well, you know what? When you have a happy moment in life and then you have a really bad moment, that's pretty finite. You can feel the difference. So think about these barriers. Number one, where are we going? Where we're going, we don't need barriers anymore. We are not going to allow our barriers to stop us. Because our success, our life, our light is worth it. Think how many people were married? Like past relationship. And then you look at where you're at. Doesn't it feel so good? How many people, whether it was high school or were in abusive relationships, do you know what it's like to be in a good relationship or be alone and happy and breathe and not have someone tell you, what do you want from me? And you're thinking, I just want to be loved. And they're like, screw you. And we go back for more. And we go back for more until we are sick and tired of being sick and tired. Right? So when we are looking at our barriers, I want you to identify. This is where your pad is going to come into place. I gave you guys a journal because when we are insane in the men brain, we got to get that stuff out. I don't want you to write a novel. I just want you to write down thoughts. Start becoming a cooperative component in your life. We do this for our kids. Madison needs this. Madison needs this. Yearbook $35 due next Friday. We do this for other people. Heidi likes purple. Get her a purple folder. I do this for everybody else. But where's April's list? What does Millie need today? What does love need? What is not broken need? What is powerful? If you notice some of these words, when they end in full, never will I spell them F-U-L. If you are grateful, you are grateful. If you are powerful, you are powerful. If you are wonderful, you are wonderful. Different meaning. So when you are writing down your barriers, take out your pad. Even if you want to try one, I want you to write down. Someone share, what is one of your barriers? I shared my weight with you. Remember, we are being real, we're being honest. The thing about sharing is sometimes you say things that somebody else in the room is too afraid to say. It's the exact same thing they need to hear. What is a barrier that you have? Another one of my barriers. My words. I'm so happy, and I'm so successful, and I'm so good, and I'm losing weight. And then all of a sudden when I'm home alone, you always mess things up, April. In my mind, you always mess things up. No one wants to hear you. You do all this work, no one wants to hear. No one cares. This is what we tell ourselves. Words are energy. We did an experience last night with the kids. I said, you don't believe words are energy? Blow the balloon up. You can't speak or say a word without breath. Now blow that balloon up with invisible nothing. It's not going to inflate. Words are energy. Words are power. Words are either fear or words are either love. One of my barriers were my words were completely opposite of what my goals were. So imagine what my life looked like. You ever see an alligator run? They can't go like this. My life was like over here, then over here, then over here. You notice you have different kinds of friends. Why do you have different kinds of friends? Because when your personality's like this, you'll be friends with Bonnie. When your personality's like this, you'll be friends with Becky. Who the hell are you? Who are you? Look at your friends. The people you hang out with on a whole. And then some of us are clever because we keep our friends separate. Because I let my hair down and I get my pole on with them. But then over here we go to church. They don't know them. But then we're at the mall and they go, April! And then you're going, what did I do? We do that when we're younger. I dated a guy. I had gotten divorced for the first time, lost all this weight. Oh my God. And dating guys, that was the first problem for me. But dating guys and dating this cute one. And you always want to, that's the one. Man, big. Used to play professional baseball, ruined his shoulder, couldn't anymore. Kevin. And I'm like, man, Kevin. And then I'm like single and young, and I'm talking over here to this guy, big. I had a thing for big guys. I don't like big. I'm like, hi, my girl with my name online, Little Girl Wonder. Little Girl Wonder.
Wonder what?
And then all of a sudden, Kevin says, we're not talking anymore. Why? Oh my God. And he always would say, don't hurt me. Please, my last girlfriend hurt me. But I'm so good. And you think I'm compassionate? I know what I'm doing. I'll never hurt you. They were best friends. They were at lunch. I met the cutest blonde. Oh my God. I was tanning. I was also this big. So I had a leopard bikini. And they're like, I met this girl. And Kevin's like, I met this girl. Little girl, what? Little Girl Wonder?
Busted.
Bitch! Lost both. Right? So we need to be real with ourselves. What was it that I needed at that time? First of all, when you look back, I was everything but who I was. So look at your barriers. What are some of your barriers? Fear of being alone. That's huge. Because a lot of us are afraid of being alone, not necessarily physically. Sometimes we stay in uncomfortable situations or relationships because we don't want to be alone. How many have friends that they break up and they're together? This is the one. This is the one. She found the one again for the 15th time. They're in a relationship, and they are so happy when they meet them, and they want you to be supportive, and you're like, this is the same guy. Get it straight. But she's doing that because she doesn't want to be alone. She's afraid. How many people stay in really bad jobs because we feel the recession, and then there's the work, whatever. When you're playing with the law of attraction, sorry, abundance will find you. Disney World did not hurt with this recession. People go to Disney because it's magic. Magic sells. You create the magic wherever you are. So I don't believe in a recession. Okay? But fear of being alone. What's another barrier? Man, fear of being successful business-wise. Why? Because you have earned it. You have worked your way up that ladder. You have sold. You have hit the stars. And all of a sudden you're on a stage. All the others are behind you. But then there's some tough competition. And you're working it. And you're one more. Now there's 4. And you know, but then something happens when it's quiet at the top. You know what happens at the top? You're not alone. I've heard that. I actually saw on Pinterest, and my ego goes, I love that. And then my inner voice goes, you do? Because if you love that, it's happening. It caught me. It's quiet at the top. It's lonely at the top. You know what it feels like to do this sometimes? There are people that say you're so happy. Do you know what it's like when you read people's minds? And there's friends you used to have that don't like you anymore because you're a reminder of everything they're not?
Okay.
You lose friends when you succeed. And then you can choose to stay back with them because they're friends. And they're like, yay, April put 10 more pounds on now. She's like us again. It happened in high school. I lost 100 pounds and all of my chunky friends wrote me off. It happens in work. You get the promotion. I went to a new department. Thank God I took the risk. Because the old department was killing me. I left, got promoted. Everybody in the old department, ooh, how did she get out? I was there 6 months. She got out. We were here 10 years. Okay, I could be fearful and say, you're right. Maybe I don't deserve this. I'll stay here. No, I had the skills and I had the determination and the drive, and I'm not done. Sorry. I told her the other day, I love complaints. I don't want to stop here. I just don't. I believe too much in taking care of people. I work in the health field. I take care of members. I want to impact them more. It's too important. They're too important. Sometimes you don't know that you matter until someone tells you. I'm not done. So fear of success. Then you're at the top and you're like, I miss people. But then you start to hear that voice clearly. You've arrived. You're where we are. You are brilliant. You are also only focusing on who you left behind. You're not focusing on the people you're pulling up. Your perception changes at the top. They say that air gets thinner at the top. Thank God, because the fog is down here. I'm not afraid anymore. The minute I started doing this and doing my barriers, these events popped up. And Janetta says, I have the space. Because bless you. Where am I going to do these events? You know, some of you have been in my house. Hey, when you're desperate, you want to motivate and get the word, come to my house. Sometimes there's people that show up, I don't want there. Not in my house. Janetta says, come, there's a space. And I'm like, it's an office, I don't know. And I walk in, I'm like, oh my God, this is cute. When you are ready, the teacher will appear. When you are ready, the miracle, it's easy. This isn't hard. When you are ready, boom, plane tickets are done. I needed to go meet up with my girls from the Movement Within, the Inspire team. They live in Michigan, Novi. At the time, I'm thinking, this Movement Within thing doesn't make money. Limiting belief. But at the time, it didn't. Most of what I do was for free. And I'm thinking, how am I going to fly? And Heather's like, babe, I want to support you. If we could, I would put you on a plane. One of my clients says, I don't have money for a reading, but I work for Southwest. Can we barter? Do not limit source. Limit yourself, but do not limit the miracle. Miracles are the norm. Miracles are the norm. Right? So, miracles are the norm. Let's talk about more barriers. Give me another barrier.
Doing too much for others.
What is it?
Doing too much for others.
Fear of doing too much for others, or fear of doing too much for others only?
Doing exactly that holds you from doing.
Okay. So, fear of doing too much for others. Fear of doing too much for others. We are in a society where we're told every day, give, do, give, do. In fact, how did I open this? What will you have me do? Where will you have me go? What will you have me say and to whom? And yet we're talking about doing everything for ourselves, so it gets confusing. And then you see people suffering that really need help. And then all of a sudden we realize all we're doing is for other people. Here's the thing. Half of the people we help are able to help themselves. I say this to moms that I work with all the time. Stop doing this for your kid. However, as a mom, it is your job, as a leader, it is your job. A good leader holds the space for someone else's brilliance. That's what a leader is. That's what a mom is. We just had this talk the other day. Who are these leaders at our job? They're not leading. They're tearing apart the moral fiber of who we are, and we're paying them for it. So, as a person, are you holding the space for someone else's brilliance? Or are you helping them destroy their brilliance? How many moms do that? I did his book report because he needed it and he doesn't. No, you did his book report, and where is he now? In his messy room playing his video game. Teach them. Oprah did a series called Tough Love years ago. Tough love. What the heck is tough love? But I love my kid. I'm not going to ever kick him out. Kicking them out might be the only thing that saves their life. Let me tell you, my mom to this day thinks she is the worst mom. My mother, man, my mother kicked my butt in the right ways because she made me think without doing too much. So when we're doing for others, we have to, here's the kicker. Do we do for others because they need help, or do we do for others because we're afraid that if we don't, we're not going to hear the end of it? We're talking about being raw and being real. I don't want to be married to you anymore, is what I told my ex-husband. Why? Not only do we have a list of problems, but I'm gay. Do you know how many times I never said that? In fact, I got married because I was Italian and Catholic, and when you get pregnant, you get married. I knew I was gay when I was 6 years old, going through my dad's old Playboys. I wanted to look like him. And something was not right, because all the friends were like, ah, and I'm like, I want her hair, but what if she just shaved her hair off a little? I never knew, because you're taught it's wrong. You keep your mouth shut. Then you get married. If you're not real with yourself, not only are you wrecking your life, you're wrecking the lives of others. Tommy and I were not meant to be together. We had one beautiful baby. He had panic attacks. He was hyperventilating in a bag. And at midnight, because I didn't know what gay meant, I was renting the L Word from the Broward County Library, watching it at 1 in the morning, hoping he didn't get up to watch me. What does this mean? She's kissing her. Oh my God! I want to do that! You know, it's like that made sense to my heart. But man, I did this whole thing in the process. But why did I not do that? Because he also had a guilt thing. I would say, here's what I want. You don't. No, you don't. This is who I am. No, you're not. When your self-esteem is low, you go, okay. My dad told me for years, you're just like your mom. My dad told me you're a bitch. I was 11.
Wow.
We learn who we are from our parents first. They mean well, but they can only give us what they have. And all of a sudden we're like, man, I love helping people. I don't know if I want to keep helping them because it doesn't align with where I'm going. So what happens if you say, I'm not going to do this for you? Oh, they're going to pitch a fit. Because by you doing it for them, they don't have to do it for themselves. They don't have to. It's too easy. I can always count on you. You'll fix me. I have no money again. Well, I told you not to go out drinking. Can I just borrow $20, please? Yes. The problem is when they're cute, it makes it more difficult. And they bat those eyes, and they rub your neck. Just give me 50, please, please, and I love you. And you do. And then you think, you're cute, but all these things we're doing are empty. So we have to be very careful. I always say, look at your parents. Our parents grew up in a generation where they didn't always talk about feelings. You want to talk about meditation? They didn't know. Unless they were like a hippie guru. Right? They were like, la la la, pot. You want some pot? Woo, woo, woo. Energy. Some people grew up with parents like that. But our parents gave us great things. But they also condition us with their own fears, with their own limiting beliefs of the world. The world did this to me, and I'm going to now mold you and protect you, and now it's not going to happen to you if you do what I say. That's what our parents do. Because I'm scorned, and I'm angry. My dad is... Thank God he mellowed out as he got older. But a lot of Italian families are naturally prejudiced. Not all of them. Big, typical Italian families. They got minds of their own. Thank God an Italian moved in next door to me. But my dad's got a big mouth and he's got lots of opinions. My dad doesn't like Haitian people because he lives in the middle of where a lot of Haitians live. Man, so he has opinions about that. And we go, hi Dad, haven't seen you. How you doing? This Haitian and this Haitian. And I'm like, I'm walking out the door. I don't want to hear your negativity. I don't care. Where I'm at, there's no color, there's no breed. You're either stupid or you're not. You're either allowing flow or you're pinching it off. I don't care what you look like. So my dad and I don't get along that way. But my dad put those beliefs on me. Do you know what it was like dating a black man in high school? He disowned me. Do you know what it was like telling him I'm a lesbian? He didn't care. That says a lot about mindset. Old-fashioned. But it doesn't work for me. So when we grow up, we can recondition the way we've been conditioned. Why? Because it ain't working. And if they're going to give you their opinions, you look at people and you say, I love you. And I am grateful for your humanness. And you leave. You do not have to take verbal abuse. You do not have to take cold shoulders. You do not have to take that. If you're living with someone that's doing it, you focus on your well-being. You start working on your list for the universe. You start letting those miracles happen, and I promise you, you won't be living together for long. So that's a good barrier. What's another barrier? Okay, I'm like, are you giving me a timer?
No, I feel like time is a barrier.
That's
Let me explain. And I always say stuff that makes me maybe sometimes misunderstood. But, and you know how I am with my kids and my family.
Priority.
Number one. And sometimes I feel that my family gets in the way of me helping my family. Does that make sense?
Absolutely. We have this, you have a lot, we have 3. You guys are the typical family, we're a little different. Still a similar issue. Time. It's harder when you're in a family with more people because everybody has their own agenda. I don't care if they're 6 months old, you just had a baby, or they're 43. Everybody's on their own path. Everybody's working with their own law of attraction. Everybody's happiness cocktail has their own barriers and their own needs. Everybody's being called to their well-being. Everybody. Everyone in jail. Everyone at school. Everyone at work. Everyone on the news. Everybody. The problem with moms are probably one of the strongest people you'll ever meet. We are good moms. Good moms are required to think quick, land on their feet, and move fast. Sometimes we got to come up with some critical thinking skills because we've got 10 minutes before someone has to be somewhere, someone's got a splinter, and everybody has to be fed. And it's difficult because it's very easy in those moments for us to go into that ego. I, me, I, until your kid says something. And your kid says, you know, Mom, you've been doing these events all week long. And I'm home from summer. I just came back from Dad's. When am I going to see you? Give me just, Maddie, the event's almost over today. And thanks for helping me. You're great. I love you. Oh, and then you feel like that mom get, but I love you. I love you. And you're texting her, I love you. That's not what they need. Or you put on Facebook, tonight's going to be wife night. And your wife goes, thank God. Thank God. Because I missed you. But then they love you so much, they're going to support your dream, no matter what. Sometimes I don't see her. We get in bed, but I don't see her. I'm tired. That time thing creeps up on you. And I say this, you know what it's like doing your own events, doing your own clients, doing your own marketing, your own social media, your own videos, your own pictures. I do it all because I believe in this so much that I don't want to fail. I don't want to stop. I believe in it, and I believe in the content that I'm putting out is good. So I'll go to work, come home at 5, and I'll stay up till 3 in the morning. And I'll drink a whole pot of coffee the next day. We have to put ourselves first, take ourselves seriously, because then others will. Our family are those people. Remember, life is the school. People are the assignments. What better way to learn your lessons than your family first? God's not stupid. You're not going to learn it just by coming here and it was great and I met these people and I'm a posse peep, yeah. No, you're going to go home to the same energy you left before you came here. That energy is the same. You're going to go home to the same issues, the same thoughts of love or thoughts of fear. It really starts to rev up when you've got more people in the house. Because we're all intuitive, we're all sensitive to energy. You know, I start talking about spirit and energy, and there's people that are like, yeah, and then there's people like, I don't know this stuff. I don't care. Walk into a room where a fight just took place, you're going to feel it. Walk into the 2 holes at the World Trade Center. 13 years later, you feel it. We are spiritual beings. So with time, it's an illusion. We're like, At first it's like, yeah. Ooh, no. Time's an illusion. Time is only created for humanity. So we can grasp what's going on. On the other side, there is no such thing as time. None. Anyway, so when you go into your barriers, in order to make, because I can do this for like days, in order to look and create your happiness cocktail, you need to first identify your barriers. All right? So we identify the barriers, then you want to organize them. I don't care what change you're making, you have to be willing. And it's funny, out of all the names tonight, I shuffled them, I got willing. Today, before I came here, my mom called me and said she can't come. My sister can't come. There were a few people that canceled. And all of a sudden, that little voice is saying, you're not practicing everything that you were working on today. Because I started going, really? You want me to talk to one person? That's ego talking. You have to be willing. Here you are. Here's your growth opportunity. I don't care if it's 1 or 20. So you have to be willing and ready. You have to be committed to the very desire we have for this change. If you're not committed, it's not going to work. That's that thing to the top, fear of success. You know what? Sometimes you got to go back to the dream. What's my dream? What's my dream? All right, I am willing. I am committed. I don't care if it's your business. I don't care if it's your marriage. We must be ready to focus on the results. You know what I keep seeing in Pinterest? One of my other barriers, one of my ingredients. We got the barriers. Now we're going to create the ingredients is, if you are not inspired, get inspired. To lose weight, I've been running. I was told in February I will never run again. 296 to 240 something. And I have scars from my thing. And my doctor said, what are you going to not run? Do water aerobics. But if you've ever run, runners have this body. There's something about running that I feel I'm one with God when I run. I really don't run. I more like jog. Yes. And if some of you follow me on Facebook, I took a video of myself because I was crying. It was the first day I ran 20 minutes. And I'm like, I haven't felt this good in years. And I put that video on Facebook. You know, because man, I'm in my greatness. And people emailed me. A guy I haven't seen in high school said, you know what? I couldn't understand why I was so emotional working out. It's because I'm feeling great. So one of the ingredients is get inspired. I go on Pinterest and I look at running pictures. See the result. Visualize it. This clearly is a room not for Play-Doh, not for CoverGirl. The marketing is everywhere, right? Why do you do this? Why? Because it's, man, you got the product in your face. You got the visual. People put post-it. I always take affirmations. This too will soothe me. This will soften me. This will not harden me. I say that all the time when things hit the fan. This will soften me. This will not harden me. Like Rain Man. This will soften me. This will not harden me. This will not harden me. Because the more you say something, the more you're going to believe it. Get inspired. Right? So, you have a right to be happy. You have a right to be safe, and that's your name. You know, I do a lot of work, ironically, with addiction. And I had one girl call me one day and she says, you know what, I never knew I had a right to be safe. We take that for granted. You are safe in this room. There are no predators here. You know what it's like being an alcoholic and a druggie on the street? It's all you got, and then you're raped? Because that's what they do on the street. They take you for what you got and whatever's left, even if it's your body. So this is the environment that this woman's coming from. And she says, oh my God, I have a right to be safe? So you want to now create your cocktail. When you guys write all your barriers down, it's simple. Come up with 5 things for each barrier that you can do to change it. I'm heavy and I'm unhappy. What can I do? I started in the middle of May. I started planking. You ever see the stupid planking? Plank, plank, plank. I have pads on the bottom of my elbows from planking. And I thought my goal, I wasn't even walking. 5 seconds a night. 5 seconds. I'm going to make a commitment. That's my cardio. That's everything. 5 seconds. Because you have to prove to yourself sometimes that you can do it in little steps. Most of us are perfectionists. We want to go, I'm going to do 5 seconds. I'm going to do an hour. Because I can do this and I'm ready. And she says it. Good. Because if you set the bar here but you're not ready, you're going to fail. And then you're going to go, look, I failed. And you're going to prove to yourself you failed. So set the bar little bits, doable bits. Plank, 5 seconds. Remember, it's law of attraction. So your barrier, I don't want to do too much for too many people. Okay, my barrier, who are these people? Let's dig a little deeper. Think to yourself, who are these people? Well, he can do more. He can do more. I'm only going to help him with this section. And but now we're going a little deeper, because it's not about helping other people. It's about working with your throat chakra, speaking up clearly and honoring that. I love you, but I can't help you with this, not now. We're so afraid to tell people no. So afraid. So it may not even be helping them. It's learning how to clearly speak up and stand up and hold your ground. So I can, in those moments, breathe and work with feeling nervous about having to voice my worth to somebody that takes advantage of me. And every moment, here's what I'm going to do. Fear of success, my barrier. I'm going to get creative. I'm not afraid. I am. Affirmations. I am. You ever see 2 words? I don't care what you are, but I am. I am. Every single successful person in this world from the beginning of time only had a thought. If you look at them, Maya Angelou just passed. You know what she would have done at 13 if someone told her stop writing? But I won't succeed, I may not do it. You don't take no for an answer. Powerful people have fear. They just don't let their fear stop them. So maybe your cocktail ingredient will be, often we focus only on the barriers. That's it. We only focus on what's wrong. The happiness cocktail is going to force you to focus on the solution. That's a form of letting go. The minute you let go and you receive, that's the miracle. So by doing this stupid little thing, by me doing this, I've lost up to 60 pounds. And I'm not even fully just doing the HCG. I kind of eat as I go. You listen to your body. I'm creating more events. I'm doing, what are my ingredients? I meditate. I make sure I meditate. Meditation is where you listen. Praying is where you speak. 15 minutes. Sometimes I only have 5 minutes. But I make a commitment to do it, because when April doesn't, I'm not a very happy girl. Sleep. I love, people are like, oh, this is great. No, sleep. If you go to sleep at 2 o'clock in the morning, you're going to wake up and you're going to be half-assed. Listen to your body. When I go to bed at 9:30, 10 o'clock, I can function. I'm a better person. What are the things that make you function? What are the things that when you do them, they feel good? The results are there. List 5 of them and do them every day. Every day, I watch my words. I watch my words. And if I don't know, I Google it. I watch YouTube videos. People go, I don't have the money to do this. YouTube is free. And all those people that are going to charge you $900 for a coaching session have videos out there. It's called really smart marketing, because you give content to people. If you don't have that money, use their content. Marianne Williamson, Gabrielle Bernstein, Wayne Dyer, Mind Valley. Mind Valley is phenomenal for entrepreneurs and business. Why? Because they talk about success, but they blend the spiritual aspect into it. You can have rich people, they're not happy, but you put a Richard Branson meditates. You know Richard Branson? Oprah meditates. These are people that are running the world, whether we like it or not. Okay? So your happiness cocktail is about sipping it up daily. And then the last thing on the page is hanging with your peeps. Come on. You ever have a friend that gets out of rehab and they go right back to the same environment? They're going to relapse. And yet we hear this and we go, poor Joey. Poor Joey. He's doing cocaine again. And he's back with Sal and Vito. We do the same thing. I feel so good, but I'm going to go home and I'm going to call Dana, and her marriage is falling apart, and all she's want to do is call, and the drama. We hang around people that bring us down. You know what the worst thing is? Trying to go to someone like I used to do with my first husband. I was married twice. I would go to him, please make me feel good about me. He didn't know how to do that. He didn't feel good about himself. We go to other people to fill us up, but we go to empty people to fill us up. Do you know how nuts that is? How could you expect someone to give you what they don't have? And yet we literally, it's like that scene from the movie Parenthood with the kid with the bucket over his head. He just ran right into the wall. He loved it, but as adults, that's what we do. We just keep putting the bucket on our head and run into the wall and into the wall. Stop hanging around mean people. If those people do not believe in your dreams, don't hang around them. People that don't support your relationship. Why are they at your Christmas party? People who have a problem with your kids shouldn't be on the birthday list. It's easy. It's called boundaries. So your happiness cocktail is actually a lot of boundaries. Most of the time we're living in fear because we have none. So I want to thank you guys for coming. Because if I don't wrap it up now, it's going to be 10, and we're going to have to pull out cots. So before we end, I do want you guys to get out your oath, please. You can use them every day as your affirmation. You can use them as your meditation. You can take them and say, oh my God, I can't use this, but you can give it to a friend who can. Regardless, they're very powerful. On the back, these are coaching sessions that I do, and this is one of my newer packages that's actually broken up into 4 different hours. It's 4 separate elements for a package. And so what we do one-on-one is we will dig into your barriers, find out where they're coming from, how to move them, and how you can go a little deeper. Also, one of the things I wanted to give each of you is a free 30-minute session with me, whether it's on the phone or in person at my home in Sunrise. Because some of you, if you want to use this, again, these are those resources, let's dive a little deeper into this. Let's put this together. You know, if you're having an issue, well, I have a million barriers, let's streamline it. Let's get 5 big ones. So that session's going to help you, okay? Spirit Posse Oath. I'm going to say it. I would like you guys to say it back. Okay? And I don't want it to be like, we the Spirit Posse, we are alive. We're happy and we're functioning. Right? Because the universe is listening. I always like people say, I'm worth it. Right? And they're like, I'm worth it. No, watch your body language. I'm worth it. The world and the people around you cannot take you serious if you are not serious. All right. We, the Spirit Posse, are live.
We, the Spirit Posse, are alive.
We are human and we are spirit.
We are human and we are spirit.
We know above all else.
We know above all else
that we are energy.
That we are energy.
Everything is energy.
Everything is energy.
Our thoughts, our feelings, and our actions.
Our thoughts, our feelings, and our actions.
We believe in the possibility of joy.
We believe in the possibility of joy.
Life. Peace and each other.
Peace and each other.
Marilyn Monroe did this thing where she said, even the word impossible has the word I'm possible. And if we can't hold the space for someone else's magnificence, we shouldn't be leaders. Okay? So we know there is a radical importance.
We know there is a radical importance
on the whole of our being as mind,
on the whole of our being as mind,
body and soul, Now I'm going to kind of go into this because it's all like this, combining the modalities. Basically, we're going to use whatever is speaking to our heart. Combining whatever it is. I don't care if it's an Oprah Soul Sunday Masterclass or a Mary Kay brand new member you bring on that you're having her first meeting right here. If it's speaking to your heart, you're part of it. Whatever works. They say in the rooms, OA, AA, NA, it works if you work it. So work it because you're worth it. Okay? We lift each other.
We lift each other.
And in doing so, we lift ourselves.
And in doing so, we lift ourselves.
When you are speaking to the one you love, are you tearing them down or are you lifting them up? Okay? We remain open.
We remain open
To allow source energy to respond to our requests.
to allow source energy to respond to our requests.
Which means when you say, I am ready, source may say, yes you are, but not till 5 o'clock. And we say, okay. We allow help to help us. We allow time for the miracle to brew. Okay? We know miracles are the norm.
We know miracles are the norm.
Spirit posse people, we know we are the miracle. We have been through hell and we are back.
Amen.
Okay? We are unique.
We are unique.
We're not the same. Stop trying to force others to make you comfortable. Stop trying to make others be who they are not. Maybe the problem is yours, not theirs. And vice versa. Others often want us to fit in their guidelines because it makes them feel safe.
Thank you.
We are not sorry for who we are.
We are not sorry for who we are
Or where we have come from.
or where we have come from.
How many people have said, do you know where you've come from?
Yes.
Erin Brockovich, you've seen the movie. Pretty woman. She was a prostitute. Why would we let that define us? We've all, no offense, have had moments of walking the street, doing things we shouldn't have done, being someone we might not have been happy about being, but it doesn't define who we are. We have no regrets.
We have no regrets.
We are grateful.
We are grateful.
We are entrepreneurs in the business of our own empowerment. That's a big word. We are entrepreneurs.
This is our own empowerment.
That's the only business you're in. Because Centene and your animal stuff and your real estate and the law and everything that you guys are doing is second. If you are not empowered, none of that will work. You are the entrepreneur. Read what that means when you get home. What is an entrepreneur? Yes, your business first is your empowerment. If you're not empowered, seek it. Go get it. Call me. I promise I'll inspire you. Okay? We are pioneers of our own experiences.
We are pioneers of our own experience.
What's a pioneer?
Getting it started.
Yeah. That's why the West was one. Right? Of our own experiences. You have never been in this moment ever in your life.
Right.
There's a song, I don't know who it's by, it says, we will never cross this way again. Ever. You are not the same person you were 5 years ago. Life changes us. Things happen in our lives every day. We wake up and we go, shit, this is not what I planned. What are we going to do? We're going to hide and fight it, or we're going to say, man, I'm being called to my well-being. I'm going. I'm in the business of my empowerment. I'm breathing. Pulling out my cocktail. Here's what I can do. Man, now you have tons of options. And that horrible moment doesn't define you anymore. We are going where we've never gone before.
We are going where we've never gone before.
And we are ready.
And we are ready.
We are pumped.
We are pumped.
And we are excited.
We are excited.
We are
We are
phenomenally having fun
having fun,
living our way through life.
living our way through life.
Living your way through life. You are alive. And every day we feel like we are prisoners in our own experiences. We're not alive. Be alive. Do living things.
Wow.
Do living things. Get out of the house and go for a walk and listen to what Source is saying. Wake up in the morning and say, where shall I go? What shall I do? And what shall I say, and to whom? Period. If you have any questions about this formula, tweaking it, playing with it, putting it together, call me. You have 30 minutes. Does anybody have any questions? Okay, I thank you for coming. I don't care if it was just one of you. For some reason, when I try not to, this is what I do. I do it in my sleep. Where shall I go? What shall I do? And what shall I say, and to whom? Powerful people have fear. They just don't let their fear stop them. It works if you work it. So work it because you're worth it.